Hello everyone, welcome to Fijian Investment Trader, known as Fijian Traders. This is your host, Mr. Singh. NVDA, ticker symbol NVDA. Folks, on this chart, as you can see, this is just a 1 month chart. Lows of $756 to $958.19. And on Friday, we closed at $924. And earnings is coming up. And that is right on May 21st. But before we talk on the earnings, we got a key fundamentals, and I'm going to do a breakdown, and they're going to come back and talk about the technical analysis. So don't go anywhere. We have a lot to cover. Well, Microsoft challenges NVIDIA with the AMD AL chip and Nzea. Microsoft announced the plans on Thursday that offered AMD's AL chip could be cloud computing customers and competing with NVIDIA's components. The giant tech will provide more details to build a developer conference on next week, and additionally, it will launch a preview of its new Cloud 100 custom processors at the conference. So competition is always in industries, and especially with NVIDIA. Microsoft is one of the players as well. Microsoft has been a giant, was a dinosaur company. NVIDIA has been taking over and making headways. And great, I'm kind of keeping an eye to see how this thing plays out in terms of that. Also, NVIDIA's earning is the buy at 71.3x earnings. NVIDIA's kingpin of artificial intelligence, graphic, as we know, is processing unit. Is it people are pushing the price high right now at the moment because of the earnings coming up? So something to keep an eye. Well, earnings is made 22nd after the close. I think it's coming back on the 21st. It is going to be on the 21st. But look at it. The last year's EPS was $0.09, and the consumer's EPS right now is $5.59. And every time we have was a beaten estimate. Every time estimate has got beaten time and time. If you're looking at it going back to all the way to the Q1, we're right over there. So we are right on the earnings coming up, and looking at the past history, how time and time it has played out. In this past history, look at back in 2017, the profit margin, right? And profitability margin was high in terms of expenses. Then it kind of had a dip in 2021 during the pandemic. 2023, we had it. But now we need to come back to the profitability. But profitability margin is so important because your revenue, your earnings, and that is your difference between your profit and earning. So what we're looking is going to be very close to NVIDIA to be profitable back again. And in terms to be having it with these key components came on with the big contracts, I think was going to be pushes the price higher. And that is what investors are looking at it, the profit margin. You can clearly see that the profit margin was 48.85% in right on the Q4 wrapping up on that. But the Q1 definitely is trending that way as well on the profit margin. But I can see a dip, absolutely a dip coming on, and that is projected as well on that, on the profit margin. Not too much depth, and I could be wrong on that because we don't have the financial data information on how much money they have made into those big contracts. I know they have invested in Israel as well, over one of the centers. So something to keep an eye on that. But I see a little dip, but not a whole dip on that. I'm hoping I'm wrong on that because it will raise the price high. NVIDIA is expected to bring 24.65 billion in the Q1 of 25, and that is the projected year on next year coming up. And what's NVIDIA is reaching to a 25 of Q1, and it's a significant increase of 7.1 last year. The company's net income is expected to soar of 12.87 billion, which is up to 22.4 billion a year ago, while earnings estimated of $5.17, a sharp increase from 28 to 82 cents. So that is the key thing. The key highlights and investors' focus, which investors usually kind of look at the profitability and as well what is the future looks like. The investors closely watching the performance data segment, which is projected to achieve 21 billion of sales of Q1 and 25. And the black firm. So what is the growth level? What is the profitability going to look like? And something that investors keep an eye. Well, my shares still holding 300 shares right now. It's up by 16.67%. My target still says the 1500 of this year, the stock. with the momentum I was going up. 1500 still stays my target on that. Holding 300 shares. Plan to add more shares actually. I'm planning to add another 100 shares, but it's kind of wait and see after the earnings where it comes from, and definitely would mean shares. If you're interested in any other stock, please go ahead and check out the video as well, such as NEO, Mara, OCGN, Palantir, Plug Power, all of the stocks that is mine for the long-term portfolio, which I talk the videos on. I talk about good, the bad, the sad, the great, always in the company coming up. But this is all about NVIDIA. NVIDIA, it's a giant money maker right now in terms of stock market and in terms of the long-term profitability for the company and long-term profitability for the investors as well, right? So that's an exciting thing to take. So where we at on the technical side, folks, this is some changes needs to be made, which I talked about in my previous video of $889.45. You can clearly see that was the resistance. Now it is becoming a support. So the beautiful color, it is going to change into the blue color, which is going to be our support level now. So there's a new support level sitting at $889.74, but $974 it still stays the same. As the YDD, it stays the same, so which you can clearly see that at time and time twice. We backed it in March 8th, we couldn't break it, and all the way back again. We came all the way back at, let me see my chart, and it came all the way back again and March 26 as well. In March we came twice, we got rejected, and then we know what happened in April. All the pullback came all the way to the loading zone of 756, and where I started my new portfolio back again as well, and then we're making higher highs. If you're not familiar with my chart, which is the pink line, which is the 200-day EMA, sitting at $871, and the blue line, which is the beautiful 60-day EMA, it is sitting at roughly at $907. So a massive support level. You can clearly see that has acted as a time and time, acted as a resistance, and now it has been acting as a support level throughout the time. RSI, we did have the sell off a little bit on Friday due to people locking profit. Don't blame them, right? Always important to lock gains. Volume predicts price. The volume wasn't there yet. RSI kind of neutral. What does it mean neutral? Because it stays on that. But the momentum is there. Even though we kind of closed a little bit on profitability, but you can see the outflow was more of 800,000 compared to the 248,000. But the profitability was, sorry, not the profitability, but the more sell did happen on Friday. Is it something to be kind of concerned about it? Absolutely, I don't see any concern on that. So this is the chart I want to share with you guys, where the investors are on the profitability. So you can clearly see that outstanding shares is 2.4 billion shares. Profitability is of proportion of shares 91.3%. If right now the stock on close at $924, you can see all of these investors in between $798 right over here, which is my second portfolio starter. I can say people has been profitability, but there's a lot of new investors are sitting around at $880 to $924 level, and all the way from 300 people are holding these shares. Kudos to you guys, bless your heart. You are the rock stars over here to holding these shares. I'm also in that group on my first portfolio, and my second one just started around at $700. So but a lot of people on red. You can clearly see that as who's over 969. A very small group of people sitting in means a less sell-off gonna happen. But the new investors are roughly sitting over $980 to $900 as well. Going back quickly on the technical side, what are the key levels to keep an eye? Absolutely, $974. That's something to keep an eye. If we breaks that, it makes another new all-time high for NVIDIA. But you can clearly see that we are making higher highs and higher lows and trending up, and that is a beauty that we want to see on the technical side. Now the 200-day is coming back to our regular pattern. History do repeats itself, which is our blue line, and you can see the pink line was tagging along beautifully on the end. 60-day was acting as a support. Now we coming back to that level. You can see that 200 days more have a gap on that, and the 60-day is becoming a support level. So buckle up, fasten your seatbelt, folks, because the earnings coming up is going to push the price even higher than that. $974 will break before during the earnings time. So that is something that I'm excited to keep an eye and look at it for the future. But be careful. A lot of new investors are sitting at $870. Maybe they also have a new plan to sell it and get out. So you might see a roller coaster dip like this, making higher highs and higher lows. Do not panic if you have a long term. So thank you for watching it. Please don't forget to subscribe, smash the like button, and turn on the notification, folks, because this is going to be a wonderful ride coming up for NVDA, and I'm excited about it. And have a wonderful weekend, and thank you for watching this video. Just one more thing. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.